शिव जया जया गोरा चांदे आरती कशोभा जानावितटवने जगमनलोभा दक्षिण निताय कान बमे गददारा विकाटे अद्वैताश्विनी वासचक्राधारा बसे आचे गोराचान रत्न सिंहासने आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने नरा हरि आदि कोरे हमारा दुलाया संजया मुकुंद बासु वो सदी गाया शिव शंकर बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला शंकर माधुराम मृदंगा बाजे परमारताला शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे गौरांगे आरती शोभा जगजन मान लोभा गौरांगे आरती शोभा जगजन मान लोभा Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. बहु कोटि चंद्राजिने वदना उज्ज्वला भला देशे बना माला ओरे जला माला शिवा सुका नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा भक्ति विनोदा देखे कोरारा संपादा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Kisore, Kisore, Jaya Kisore, 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 Jaya Kisore, Kisore. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladeva, Jaya Gayanita, 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 Gayanita. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Haribo, 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 Jai Haribo.
Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivadakacharya Ashtotra Shata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abai Charana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitya Lila Pravishnu Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivadakacharya Ashtotra Shata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ छठ गोस्वामी की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। Their most merciful Lordship Sri Sri Kishore Kisori ki jai. Parama Karuna Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai ki jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Yugadharma Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladayane. Hiranyakashipu Raksha. Siddharthankana Kalaye Parato Nisingha, Parato Nisingha. Maya Jaya Jaya Mitato Nisingha. Hare Nisingha, Hare Nisingha. Nrsimhamadim Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalabare Nakamadhuta Shringa Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubenga Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Nrsimhare Jaya Nrsimhare Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. भगवान की महाराज की और
Please repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On behalf of ISKCON Chicago and our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, I would like to welcome each and every one of you for our Sunday Feast program. Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anybody here for the very first time? Yes, please come up. We have a small gift for you. For those of you who are here for the first time, or those of you who would like to have some basic introduction about ISKCON, what we do here, our philosophy, we have Bhakta Luke, who's here. He will be happy to talk to you downstairs and answer all your questions. So you will join him now, and he will be. And you can come back later on to join the program, but if you have any specific questions, he will be very happy to answer them for you. Next Sunday on June 29th, we'll be celebrating our annual festival, Rath Yatra. We would like to invite all of you for the program on Sunday. We would also like to invite you on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock to help us in making the preparations for the big festival. It's a big event, annual event, and we need a lot of preparations. There are certain things which we are already doing, but a number of things cannot be done in advance. They can be done only on Saturday. So I would like to request you to kindly be here, if you could, on next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Himangi Mataji has a table for sponsorship and donations outside in the lobby. Also for the festival, if you want to sponsor some particular item or want to donate in general, you can contact her outside in the lobby. Today is Ekadashi. Some of you must be observing fast. Breaking the fast will be tomorrow morning between 5:23 to 10:20 a.m. Today's class will be given by His Holiness Devi Madhava Swami. Maharaj is associated with our movement since 1971, and he got interested when somebody handed him over a Bhagavad Gita. He fell in love with Tulsi Maharani, and he is still in love with her. So Maharaj will be giving the class today. Let's welcome him. He's not yet here though. He's shortly? Okay. So just make sure that your cell phones are switched off. And if you have small kids here, either they could be attending the Sunday school, or if they are here in the temple room, please make sure that they are not disturbing the class. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hey, we want to thank everybody that's come to the Sunday program. Actually, today is Yogini Ekadasi. What happened was, in the Purana's history, there was a yaksha who was really attached to his wife. So he was supposed to get flowers for Kuvera's puja, and he was late. And in the meantime, the puja was going on. So Kuvera called, the name is Hemavati. And so, Hemavan, probably. Hemavati is his wife. So he called him and cursed him to become a leper. So he became a ghost leper. And so what happened was is that later on, this person, this ghost leper, ran into Markandeya Rishi and said, "Hey, how can I be free from my curse, for this curse?" So he said, "Just do fasting and all-night vigil on Yogini Ekadasi, and you'll be free from your problems." So he did that, and he became a Gandharva again. Not bad. And there's a lot of... It was December 31st of 2010 in Simferopol. New Year's Eve, it turned out to be Safal Ekadasi. So I stayed up all night with 16 Vaishnavas and 16 Vaishnavis dancing around Gornatai. And the next day, Hridayanath, Paramatma reciprocated better than I've ever seen before in my life. So I was thinking, my God, where in the hell have I been for 37 years? That was 3 years ago. We hope people don't have to wait 40 years before they find out how cool it is. Now, and if Paramatma reciprocates better than you've ever seen in your life, then who gives a damn for the next day? You're wiped out for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours. Who cares? I happened to be in Auckland, New Zealand on a Monday when Mahashivratri fell on a Monday. Now you can't tell 5,000 Gujarati people don't worship Lord Shiva on Mahashivratri. They won't listen to you. And they got white kids' jobs like everybody. What did they do? They worshiped Lord Shiva all night, and then at 5 in the morning they closed the temple. The breakfast was 7. What did they do? They went home, crashed for a little bit, ate something. If they had integrity, they told their boss, come in a few hours late. Or they told a business colleague, can you cover for me? Or if they had vacation saved up, they took that vacation. If there's a will, there's a way. If there's no will, there's no way. They figured it out, somehow or another. They figured it out, it's somehow or another. If you're determined, you'll figure it out. And in Hari Bhakti Vilas it says, if Krishna's within the heart, then surely he'll help somebody do all-night Ekadasi. Amen. So we're going to have a festival here tonight, and whoever wants to come is welcome. Like that. At one of the 5 limbs of Kartik is all-night vigil, and no one does that anymore. So I asked this 92-year-old retired Sanskrit professor from Utkal University, Fakir Mohandas, and he described the king of Puri personally did it. So it means the leader has to head it up. That's the idea. Then one Russian sannyasi disciple of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, friend of mine, who in the middle of the week, Moscow is like the number 4th most expensive city in the world to live in. They got bills on top of their bills there. And he had 125 people on a Tuesday, and he does mostly with kirtan. So, first business is you have 2 chokidars who help you out. And could be husband, wife team, whatever. Everybody knows them. And they give a gift to the people that come in the door. Dasa the Dham, festival flyer, dry prasadam, tilak ball, deity photo, something. Pocket size, purse size. It's good. Then those chokidars will be important later on. Then he says, Moscow is really wet and cold. He says, we'll even wash their shoes for them. I like that. It's pretty interesting. Then if you get the kids, you get the parents. So the kids are staying with their parents on 10-story flats, 20-story flats, like that. We want to go, we want to go, we want to go. They want to meet their friends at the temple. So the parents bring them. Then you have a lady on rotation, take those kids, go to the next universe. Anywhere but with us, like that. And it has to be in rotation because she deserves her sanity also. Those kids will probably drive her up the wall, like that. So then, if it's on the weekend, it's easy. Now, what happens if it's Monday through Friday? That's tough. So Fakir Mohan was telling me you should have educational programs. But the educational programs have to end at 10 o'clock. Because people sitting on the floor in the dark, it's an easy way to fall asleep. Max 11, like that. Then you do Abhishek and Kirtan only. And in the 1970s, late 70s, early 80s, you're cooking up a storm for festivals. And you're stocking up your rounds for 3 days. And we had these unwritten rules for late night japa past 10 p.m. Don't stop moving. Don't stop chanting. Don't sit down. And that's basically it. Yesterday in Naperville was pretty good. 6 tal kirtan is really good. You started with 2 tal kirtan, and then you go to 6. You move it faster and go to 6. I thought that's pretty nice. So a lot of people stay till midnight, a little longer, like that. It's actually pretty good. The more you do kirtan, the more you are liberated. And it says, if Krishna, if Hridayanath, the Paramatma is within the heart, he'll give you the intelligence how to do all-night vigil. So I have pramanams that Lord Chaitanya personally did it. And Jagadananda Pandit's Prema Vivarta, he did it in Puri. And he decreed that people should not do anything mundane on Ekadasi day, which is meant for Lord Hari. You do chanting, and some of you circumambulate the temple, some of you discuss the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. And don't eat and don't sleep either. Now, how do you do that? By practice. I never got reciprocation by doing the bare bones minimum. Eat whatever you want, sleep whatever you want. But when I did vigil accidentally for the first time, then I got reciprocation. Better than I've ever seen in my life. So that's how and then afterwards, it basically steals your mind. Because I'm an Ayaram, Gayaram, Rama's coming, Rama's gone. My business is travel. Therefore, everywhere I visit, I arrange it and I do it. Prabhupada was talking about it in Nectar Devotion in 2 spots. About Harivasara. Harivasara means the residence of Lord Hari. It's a night, an Ekadasi night. So this is Yogini Ekadasi. So by the grace of Markandeya Rishi, when the Yaksha, who was a leper, who was a ghost, did Ekadasi and vigil, then he became free from his curse. Not bad. On Amalaki Ekadasi, it happens around Gaur Purnima time. Then a king with his citizens were worshiping Krishna under an amla tree, and a hunter was curious what's going on. It's not the usual thing you see in the forest. So he stayed behind a tree watching what's going on. He didn't go back to his cave, he didn't sleep, he didn't eat. Next birth, he became a king. It said a Brahmani became Satyabhama in the next birth by doing Ekadasi. What more can be said? It's pretty cool. Krishna will basically fulfill the desires of anybody who does all-night vigil. Now, a lot of people are worried about their grandmother, grandfather, auntie, uncle, stupid teenage kid doesn't listen to you anymore. So you do, it says in Hari Bhakti Vilas chapter 12, verse 82 through 85, that if you do fasting on behalf of somebody else, you'll get 100 times the fruit than if you fasted for yourself. Not bad. So how do we do it? So on the next day you say, my dear Lord, we did this for your pleasure. Now could you please bring XYZ to your lotus feet? Now if XYZ doesn't improve within a few years, Krishna wants you to do a little bit more up your ante. Krishna's not interested in what you give him. He wants what's behind your back. And when you start to get that, he becomes even more friendly. He's friendly by nature, but he'll become even more friendly. So that's the idea. So we try to encourage people. And it's nice to have a lot of kirtaneers. The more kirtaneers, the better. And you do like, make it a preaching engagement. That's all. And you encourage people. 24-hour kirtan. And the best kirtaners you save for the wee hours when it's really tough. Fakir Mohan told me, you don't count the people at 11 p.m. No, you count the people at 2 a.m. They'll stay with you, and they'll be the most dependable people for your festivals. That's very good, like that. So it's nice. So I have the pramanam that Lord Chaitanya personally did it. In chapter 18 of Prema Vivarta, Srila Jagannananda Pandit mentions that Lord Chaitanya personally did it. Prabhupada was referring to it twice. Harivasara, that people will stay up all night and chant Hare Krishna. He didn't say anything about giving up sleep, and that's two purports in Nectar Devotion, and like that. But it's understood. How are you going to chant Hare Krishna all night if you take rest? It's interesting. So you have, some mattresses in the back for the kids. Let them run around and kill each other and cause mayhem and like that. Then when they want to, they can snooze. And the elder kids, they can stay with the parents if they want. And kirtan is really cool. Don't stop moving. Don't stop chanting. Don't sit down. And if you sit down like bulls. There's a bull in the Goshala in Vrindavan named Govinda. Big Gujarati bull. And little hot. His brother Vital was very soft. You could scratch Vital, and maybe you can scratch Govinda, So Govinda was really tough cow. So I saw him put his rack on the ground and stick his tongue out. And I asked the Gauli, Bail Bimar hai kya? Is the bull sick or something? And he touched the bull. Boop! The bull was taking a snap. If you go outside at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning in Vrindavan, cows are just wandering around like daytime. Like that. So the cows teach you how to do vigil. Vigil was like one of the 5 angas for Kartik. So what did that mean? The old generation, they ate fruits, slept for 3-4 hours a day, was spiritual as they could for the whole month of 30 days of Kartik. They were spiritual as much as they could. That's what it meant. Eat fruits, follow Hari, and be spiritual. The last 5 days of Purushottam is called Purushottam Vrata, which is same Vrata as Kartik. 16 times better. The next one will be in June, blazing hot. So you do it in Puri. It says in Padma Purana, if you do it in Vrindavan, you get love for the divine couple. If you do it in Radhakund, you'll get Saksha Darshan of Radha Krishna. If you do it in Nandagram, Nanda Baba would take you by the finger and introduce you to his son. If you do it in Puri, you'll get Viparlama Bhav Seva. So in June it's blazing hot. And in May, Purushottam comes June 17th, like that. June 17th. Hey Shankar, I'm giving class right now. Lovely, Haribo. They heard about Shankar Pandit. Vaisheshika and Markandeya made a song about him. Shank the wank, went on sank. Books he couldn't crank, his mind went blank. And then he thanked, we'll rob a bank. But his gun went plank, and they threw him in the clank next to a guy shooting crank. And that's the last we heard of Shank the wank, So Shankar's an old friend of mine, old Sankirtan friend of mine. Travels around a lot. Visited St. Louis. He visited Los Angeles in the wintertime. Visits New Orleans, like that. He spends the winter months, Dallas, spends the winter months in southern USA, and like that. Snowbird, and like that. And he spends north in Chicago, like that, in the summertime. Kind of funny guy. Anyway. So I was remembering him a lot. And in New Orleans, in New Taliban, the regional secretary says, we haven't seen much of him. And Shankar said, oh, but I spent Gaur Purnima there. You didn't see me then. He spent Gaur Purnima there. So Gaur Purnima and a little bit later he visited New Taliban community. It's like that. What can you say? Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said in his Amritavani, when interpersonal dealings give you pain, look within. Castigate yourself within. Become determined nothing can disturb you unless you allow it to. So my sannyas guru mentioned we have two capacities, our institutional capacity and our personal capacity. What you can't get done with your institutional capacity, you can do in your personal capacity. So it's pretty good. So basically, Ekadasi stole the mind. And because I'm an Ayaram Gayaram, wherever I travel, I do it. Like that. And it's really cool. Northern Lithuania, it's like 10 degrees below zero in winter. You know, when Ekadasi happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, just go by the window and breathe deep. You're totally awake. Boom. That's what happens. In Dallas, you get what's called second wind. 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, you're waking up. So I had some editing to do. It's May 21st last year on Ekadasi there. And I had some editing to do for Tulsi Rani, so I did that. And I got energy from that. And then I stayed through the Mangal Artik, and I gave the class, and like that. I got energy. I had energy for the people. So sometimes you're wiped out, and sometimes you're not. Big deal, you know. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said in his Amritavani, we're here for a very short while. If the body wears out by constant service to Lord Hari, our efforts will be crowned with success. Physical illness with Hari Bhajan is preferable to physical fitness without Hari Bhajan. So basically, people should try to give a little bit more. Krishna's not interested in what you give him. He wants what's behind your back. Give a little bit more, and then Krishna will be pleased. So that's the idea. That's the idea. And Krishna is Surya Sarvabhutanam in Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, verse 29. He says he's a friend of everybody. Basically, it's necessity is the mother of invention. You need it, you get it. So he's ready. And in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, verse 10, Prabhupada mentions in the purport that even if you don't read all the books or associate with the spiritual master a lot, if you're sincere, then Hari within the heart will not allow ignorance to remain in the heart of the devotee. He'll do it personally. So it's quite good to know that somebody has your back. In this world, nobody really loves you. It's a trade-off. I give something to you because I get something from you. Like that. But Hari generally loves us, and Tulsi Rani loves us. And it's really nice to know somebody has got your back. I have a 70-year-old brother, retired doctor. He was dropping me off at the temple, and he said, you know, I was thinking that 5 out of 7 siblings were probably bipolar. What are you supposed to do about that? When you're 20 years old, you can do something about that. We're going downhill. And then he dropped me off at the temple, and I was thinking, if it wasn't for the service of devotees and for Tulsi Rani, where would I be? So our good fortune is the association of devotees and devotional service. And everybody in this room is better than some and worse than others. So we should just chant Hare Krishna and go on as much as we can. You know, another far out thing I found out from Vishnu Dharmottara, that you can give Tulsi neck beads to anybody. Tom, Dick, Harry, Mary, drunkard, meat eater, didn't matter. You can give Tulsi neck beads to everybody. And Vishnu Dharmottara, Lord Hari says, Asucham, they're not clean. Anacharo, they're condemnable. Mamaveti, they'll achieve me eventually. Not samsaya. Now don't doubt about it. Now let's just play with our doubts. Before, the last 8 days of life, your relative is living. Who eats meat or drinks liquor? Yeah. Bring Tulsi Rani in the hospital? Yeah. But then what happens if they die of a heart attack and you're kicking yourself in the teeth that we didn't do anything to help them? So give neck beads, offered neck beads to your relatives yesterday. One arborist was asked, what time was a good time to plant a fruit tree? And he said, last season. Sigra means now, immediate. But Sigra means should have done it before. So take advantage of it. I had a Vishnu Sharma in Vrindavan, Loy Bazaar. He runs a Tulsi business. How do you know you got the real McCoy? Because there's a lot of duplicate stuff these days. Wood beads, a lot of duplicate stuff. How do you know you got the real thing? So he said, if the winter was cold, likely they have real Tulsi. How do you know? Well, they have a knot on one side, and 180 degrees there should be a small knot. But not all Tulsi's like that. Suppose Tulsi's tall. If they doubted that they have real Tulsi wood, they can touch a Tulsi stick or invoke her name. This is in Hari Bhakti Vilas, chapter 7, verse 264, quoted from Bhaya Purana. Not bad. If they have a further doubt, let them make it themselves. It was funny. He gave me that answer. It was nice. A lot of times when we were brand new people, to stay awake in class, we would keep our fingers busy with making beads for the devotees, making neck beads and making java beads, like that. Keep busy. So it was not bad. So these are some ideas. So Tulsi neck beads and Tulsi java beads can be given to anybody, Tom, Dick, Harry, or Mary, and we'll help them out like that. It's very interesting. One of my sannyasi godbrothers lost his prasadam. So he bought some beads from Philippines and wanted Prabhupada to chant on them. And this is 1976. And Prabhupada had stopped and chanted on beads in 1971. When Vishnujana Swami's bus burned down, out of affection for that sannyasi, Prabhupada chanted on some beads and sent it to him. But otherwise, Prabhupada wasn't. So he told that sannyasi, godbrother of mine, that just like you have your Brahmin thread and you change it, then the same potency comes. So any beads you chant on afterwards, that same potency. My beads that I had, you can do. Satsrup can do. Kirtana can do. And the fire yogi, when it will be available. So, for my beads were chanted on by Kirtananda, first of all. And so some bro in Cincinnati, Ohio thought it was money bag, and he ran away with my beads. But he was faster than me, so I couldn't catch up to him. So then Kirtananda chanted another set. Ganapati went to New Vrindavan and Kirtananda chanted another set. Then I left my beads in a van. They dropped me off in a mall, and a block later, the van was totaled in a big accident, and the beads went out the window. So that was my second set of beads. And later on, Kirtananda chanted on a second set of beads and gave them to me. So it was all right, like that. But that was interesting. What Prabhupada had told that sannyasi godbrother of mine, that if you lose the prasadam of the spiritual master, then any beads you chant on will have the same potency as your original beads. So it's quite interesting. All right. So, are there any questions now? Serving the devotees. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, you're making the point that you don't get reciprocation from Krishna by just doing the minimum affair. That the only time you felt reciprocation was when you went beyond just like the minimum, right? You're making this statement, remember? Yes? Did I catch it correctly?
About what?
That you don't just get reciprocation from Krishna by just doing the regular minimum program. You were encouraging us to go beyond, to just, to stay up on Ekadashi.
Yeah, Krishna's not interested in what you give him. He wants what's behind your back. So what about it?
So my question is, we may do that sometimes in our lives and not see Krishna's reciprocation. So are we just operating on faith that we do it, even if we don't see the reciprocation, we should have the faith that it's there, maybe it'll...
Shraddha Shabde Vishvasa Suddha Dhanush Choy Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krutta Hoy. Faith means that simply by serving Krishna, everything gets done. So, Hari will give the brains and give the facility, but free will, that you got to do. Just like my Balaram deity is always pushing you to chant a lot more than you can. The thing about it is, how do you do that? And whenever you ask them or Gornatai in the heart, they'll tell you, well, we're ready to help you. Why don't you give me some success? In order to, a little victory, we should be there in order to feel happy. You're not doing enough. You have to just don't give up. Just continue and don't give up. The determination has to be indefatigable. Don't give up. That's all. And it's interesting. It says in Hari Bhakti Vilas, chapter 15, about doing Jagaran, all-night vigil on Janmashtami, you're free from all sins. So, I extrapolated that. Indra Baba was not good for Sanskrit. He was good for English. He said if you do a Jagaran on Janmashtami, you'll get 1,000 times the benefit of doing it on Ekadasi. But I didn't find that anywhere in the Puranas. Brahmavarta Purana Janmashtami Kanda chapter 8 has got 86 interesting shlokas about Janmashtami. Little extra. Pretty cool. But, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 16 verse 24 that you should discriminate what is to be done and what is not to be done by the Sanskrit. Knowing that, you deserve to act like that. So we should, Shastra Pramanam is the main, and Guru Pramanam and Sadhu Pramanam assist Shastra Pramanam, help you to understand it. So that's the idea. And Narottam Das says, these three things make up my mind. Shastra and Guru and Sadhu Vakya. And Chitate Kariya Aikya, these make up my mind. And Arana Kariyo Manayas, I don't want anything else there. So it's interesting. See, the thing about it is they're not going to get in the way of your free will. They did in Brihad Bhagavatamrita with Gopakumar. But rarely Krishna gets in the way. Basically, Krishna lets your free will go on. We have to want to chant more. We have to want to do more sadhana. We have to voluntarily do it. Krishna's not going to force us. 99% of the time, Krishna will not force. He will want us to do it voluntarily, a little bit more. So the same thing with japa. The Supreme Lord would like you to chant a lot more. Will you chant more? It depends on you, not on them. They're going to give you all intelligence and describe it about it. Once, Balaram was frustrated. I was reading my email, and he goes, "You're dying." So, according to astrologers, I'll leave my body about 2038. So, Tulsi Rani is Jagadratri. A child can ask his mother. Mother should tell him the straight story. So, in Hari Bhaktivilas chapter 9, verse 103, it says, Ayush. So she knows the duration of life of everybody. I said, Mother, am I going to leave now? No, he's frustrated. You're not spiritual enough. Don't blow Balarama's mind, and you should always be a little bit more spiritual than you were yesterday. Tulsi Rani knows everything, and she can help anybody, no matter what it is. Lord Shiva said in Tulsi Kavacham, which is in Brahmanda Purana in the Mode of Passion, whatever you want, you can get it from her. Don't doubt it. So any prompts devotees come to me, I just don't, Tulsi Rani would deal with it. Just go talk with her, And then if you don't know the answer to their question, Tulsi Rani will deal with it. Tulsi Rani will help them out. They have to take shelter of her, that's all. 50% perspiration and 50% ashraya. They have to sweat for her and take shelter of her, gunagana, like that, and take shelter like a child takes shelter of his mother. Then she can do everything. If they're not ready to do that, Sunanda Kumar Das told me, they will hardly know who she is. So one really has to work really hard for her. Then she'll give any deity, the nature of you work hard for them and think of them, the nature is that deity gives themselves to their devotee. Very natural. So we have to do like that. We can't give up, no matter what. It's like, yeah. Written ones are the best. Written questions are the best because they edit what they're thinking and they stifle criticism. Why are you asking this question? And the best questions are really cool. And one in Melbourne on a Wednesday, I got 150 questions in a bowl. It means, wow. When I saw it, I thought I got 30 seconds for each question. Better answer it quick, Jayadwada Maharaj would give a lecture for 20 minutes long and give question and answers for 40 minutes and blow everybody away with a half of a sentence. Everything that comes out of his mouth is edited. He's an editor.
So the question, you mentioned, Maharaj, today that it's okay to give tulsi beads to anybody if he's a meat eater, if he's doing whatever activities.
Yeah.
But how about the reaction coming back to the person giving him the tulsi beads?
The thing is that we should be magnanimous. In 1971, the life members wanted Tulsi, and Prabhupada said, give them seeds. If she sprouts, who are we to tell her, no, you cannot go there? So we just have to train them up how to take care of her. Now, what happens if they use her for medicine, as a lot of people do? Can you stop that? No. The only thing we can tell them, as Benjamin Franklin said, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You know, you can't force people. You can only say, well, if she's offered to Lord Hari, it'll be more potential, like that. And Tulsi Upanishad says she has tree and non-tree form. She's not limited to her tree form. It doesn't mean we should exploit the body, but now it's very interesting. One devotee from UK sent me a conversation of Prabhupada with Govinda Dasi when she asked about offering Tulsi tea, and Prabhupada said, not wrong. But Kartikeya Mahadevia in Bombay, when Prabhupada was staying in Bombay, tried to get 8 times Prabhupada to take Tulsi tea for his dropsy, for his liver problems. Prabhupada refused point blank. No, Tulsi's for Narayana. It means last minute. Now, you really can't legislate what people will do for their health. There was a man who had 4-stage blood cancer. It means going out quick. And his daughter was pulling her hair. How can I help my father with his cancer? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur came in her dream and said, Lali, Tulsi is the cure. Don't doubt it. So she's a molecular biologist. So she got Tulsi garlands flown in from Hawaii and gave that with honey to her father and gave blueberries and stuff like that. Wheatgrass juice, a lot of water to flush it out. And cancer went away. So much so he got his health back and went back to his job in the Pentagon. He was 69 at the time. Probably a little bit later he retired. But it's very interesting. There was a devotee named Antaryami who had cancer, and he thought, I'm dying. So he went to the GNC and got some vitamin B17 extract and blended it up in a gallon of chocolate milk and drank every drop, and went back to the oncologist and said, where's your cancer? There's a communities that actually, vitamin B17 naturally you can get in the pits of apricot, the pits of peach. It helps you out. These are natural sources. You take it about the same amount you're taking fruit, like that. It's the hard shell, you crack the hard shell and get the soft kernel inside, like that. That's vitamin B17. Apricot, peaches, pretty good. There's some other stuff too. Cherries, a few other things. These pits are not bad. You know, these help people out. And one devotee, Pragosh, famous book distributor, he defeated cancer 3 times. He says if they eat 2 years of an acidic diet and don't drink enough water, they'll get full-blown cancer. So it means 50% of your diet should be raw or fruits, and drink enough water. If your urine is yellow, then you don't have enough hydrolysis. That's how you know you should drink more water. Pretty easy way to know how you should drink more water. Pretty good. So, Tulsi can be given to anybody. The point is this, that you should train people up how to serve her. Now, it was interesting, in 1976, Prabhupada told Devi Shakti in Vrindavan that she's an old Chicago girl. She was an old psychology major in the University of Chicago, and like that. She made Devamrita Maharaj and a lot of devotees a devotee. She must have made about 34 people devotees, interestingly. So, like Patrika, when he was there, as a new bhakta, the temple president said, chant 4 rounds for her. So he did that. And now he's Brahminical initiated. So Tulsi Rani will do that. She'll make you Brahminical. She'll help you out in everything, in all respects. There was Gaur Govinda Maharaj was stating that in his youth, he went from his village to Bhubaneswar to go to college, but he didn't have time for his exams. So he told Gopal, hey Gopal, you have to help me with my exams. And the Supreme Lord did. He passed it with a C average, and he became a teacher. Approached his wife 7 times and had 7 children. 7 male children. Interesting, like that. So it's like that. And then he handed everything over to his brother, Kalpavriksha. And he goes, you know, I help you with college, to get through your college. Can you take care of my children and wife? Krishna will bless you for that. So he took care of his family members, and Gorgovina Maharaj was free to become a sannyasi. In 1974, he went like that. Very interesting, like that. So every single one of us should chant the holy name and do a little bit more. And Ekadasi means it's an opportunity to chant a lot more than you can do. And the Supreme Lord wants you to do that, of course. His friendship is that he pushes you to become a little bit better than you were yesterday. But he's not going to interfere. Free will, they want you to chant more. They'll remind you, but they want you to chant more. You have to do it. You have to take up initiative. You have to do it. And you tell them, come on, give me some success, will you? Come on, help me be successful at it. And they say, you have to do a little bit more. You're not doing enough. Like, first Ramanavami, I was in island of Bali, and I extrapolated that Janmashtami in a day of the Lord. So I did vigil on Ram Navami day. And Ramachandra came the next day in the heart. What do you need? Well, it would be nice to appear to serve you. You're not serving enough. You know, the Supreme Lord in the heart will at least tell you the truth where you're at. You know, and that's very comforting to know that somebody loves you. Somebody will help you out. Krishna will generally loves you, and Tulsi was ready to be your mother. So it's very comforting to know that somebody's got your backside. In Bhagavatam 3.9.11, Matsyavatar, the Sanskrit professor in Vrindavan, he said that there are 4 things that Sridhar Swami's commentary says, whatever relationship you want with Krishna, Krishna will try to help you get that. That's nice. And Sridhar Swami's commentary, Sarartha Varshini commentary, Bhagavatam commentary. Sarartha Darshini is his Gita commentary. Sarartha Varshini is his Bhagavatam commentary. He says that 3 things. Krishna, a devotee sees it as Krishna's pramana, evidences. The same Gita, the same Bhagavatam, the same Harikatha that you're saying. Krishna comes in that very same thing to remind you when you're in trouble. So the devotee has the first experience that somebody's got my back, somebody's protecting me. Then, next thing is Krishna wants to be efficient, so he takes the form of your authority, who you'll listen to. And then sometimes you have duswapna, bad dream. And so the Ishtadeva will come personally. And I asked Bhakti Charu Maharaj about that. Would it be offensive to see the deity at a wrong time? He goes, suppose a child has a nightmare and screams the names of the parents in the middle of the night. Are the parents offended with the child? No. So it's the same kind of thing. You have a relationship with Krishna, Krishna is not offended. It's interesting. The Madhavendra Puri, Kirchor Gopinath stole a pot of condensed milk and kept it underneath his dhoti and told his pujari to come in the night, take a bath, and enter my room, and you'll see that behind my dhoti is this pot of condensed milk I was keeping for Madhavendra Puri. So it's nice. So Pujari didn't change his absorption in the Lord, but his appreciation that the Lord takes care of his devotees went up automatically, obviously. If you really need it, then you can see the deity at any time. Otherwise, let sleeping deities sleep. Are they asleep? No. Because if the pujari is late to wake them up, the Lord will come in their heart. Hey, wake up, stupid, you have to service. Who's waking who? Happens all the time. It's quite sweet, you know. That Krishna's, he's accepting the service from you. But he's not tired. He's not sleeping at all. In Puri, they asked Jagannath to give his darshan to everybody except for 3 hours a day. Jagannath gives his darshan to everybody. Harivasara, Ekadasi is the residence of Lord Hari. This day is transcendental. So tonight I'm going to have an abhishek late, about 10 o'clock for my deities, on behalf of the whole day. Dwadasi Tithi doesn't start until about 5:18 tomorrow. You're not supposed to bathe the deity on the Dwadasi Tithi, according to Hari Bhakti Vilas, chapter 13, verse 232 through 235. All of your pious activities become finished. 2 weeks of your piety, of your worship, go to the demon Vaskala. It's not worth it. And also, you're not supposed to take nirmalya, flowers off the deity, or tulsi off their feet. You're not supposed to take that off on Dwadasi Tithi. What does that mean? It means offer the deity something strong garland like marigold or tulsi or something like that. You can, sometimes I'm in festivals and there's no tulsis to be had. And so it's quite interesting that you can reuse tulsi. In the extracted essence of Garuda Purana, it mentions there, chapter 8, verse 14. Tulsi, Brahmins, cows, mantras don't become contaminated, being used again and again, and fire. And then in the next sloka, it describes how it can be contaminated. The Brahmanas become contaminated by taking remnants of food offered to the previous ancestors, pretyas, the unembodied ancestors. This is why the rice balls, they mix it with black sesame seeds, so you're not going to be attracted to eat that. Then it says, mantras goes tulasi niche. Mantras become contaminated when you're using like black magic to hurt somebody, kill somebody like that. Cows become contaminated when you kill their body for food. Tulsi when used for base reasons, for like medicine like that. And fire when used on a cremation ground. And a procession, when a dead body, they'll have a fire in a pot, they'll put it on their head, but they'll let it go out afterwards. So it's interesting, like that. Can I serve or not? Yes. Yes.
Ekadasi Day, Maharaj, if you don't know half in the half of the day, you just find out that it's Ekadasi. Should you continue observe Ekadasi or when you're already like breaking it because you're not knowing it?
It says that you should break it at the proper time. If you break it at the wrong time, you don't get the full result of Ekadasi. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, it's mentioned that. So you should observe the right time for breaking it. That's what's mentioned, like that. Another question? Okay, it looks like it's time for parikrama. 7 times around Govardhan Shilas is 1 Govardhan parikrama without buying a plane ticket. So we want people to circumambulate the deities with kirtan. The kirtan has to be fast, tall, so you move fast. And don't block the highway. Don't block the rest from people to see. It's nice. Jai Kisore Kisori, Jai Gornitai, Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramaya. Anyway, tonight we're going to have fun, and people are welcome to come. It's a neat program. Go ahead, make your turn.
Where?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Kishore Kisori, Jaya Kishore Kisori, Jaya Kishore Kisori, Jaya Kishore Kisori. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. महाराज ने बड़ा खास कीर्तन सबसे सांगितलं
Okay. It was very nice.
7:10 तक
You are a new member, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw you yesterday. Hello. Mukunda. Hare Krishna. हाँ ये मेरे से बहुत टाइट है बहुत it's very tight it's very tight yeah thank you bro Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. We'll be singing the Jagannath Ashtakam. And if anybody would like to follow, you can. This devotee is distributing the printouts. You can follow that. Okay. कदाचित् कालिन्दीता कविपि न सङ्गीतकरावो कदाचित् कालिन्दीता कविपि मुदाबिरीनारीवादन कमलास्वमरूपा मुदाबिरीनारीवादन कमलास्वमरूपा शंभु ब्रह्मारापति गणेशार्चित पादो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नायना पथगामी भावा तुम्हें स्वये वेणुं शेरसि सिखि पुच्छं कटिपते गोकुलं नेत्रं ते सहचरकटाक्षं ददाते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन विसति लीला परिचय जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भावा तुम्हें अहं बोधेस्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलाशिखरे वासं प्रसादन्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रमध्यस्थ सकलसुरसेवा पसरादो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भावा तुम्हें कृपा परवार सगल जलाधाशे निरुचिरा रमावणी राम स्फुरदमला पंखेरुकमुका सुरेन्द्रयाराध्या श्रुतिगण शिख गीता चरिता जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भावा तुम्हें यतरुदो गच्छां पतिमीलता गुरुदेव पटालये स्तुति प्रदुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपकारण्य सदाया दया सिंदूरबंधु सकल जगतं सिंधु सतया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी मामातु मे परम ब्रह्मा पिता को यदालपो नयन निवासिनीला ब्रौनी हितचरण अंत शिरसी रसानंदे राधा सरस वपुरालिंगन सुख जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी मामातु मे नवय चेराजं नाचकनकमाणिक्य विभवम् नयाचेहं रम्यं सकलजनाकम्यं परवदुम् सदा कले काले प्रमाथपति नागीत चरित जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी मामातु मे हरत्वं संसारं भूततारमासारं सुरपते हरत्वं पापन्नं वीतातिम् अपारं यादवपते दीनेनाथे नीताचरणौ निस्थितमिदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी मामातु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी मामातु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी मामातु मे Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Hay que tener cuidado con los brazos. Otra vez.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gauranga, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare Hare Hari Bol Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Kisore. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Microphone. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya
Hare Krishna. So we'll continue the kirtan for those of you who are able and interested to stay. And then at 10 o'clock we'll have a wonderful Abhishek of Krishna Balaram. And we'll distribute the transcendental nectar. So please continue to perform ecstatic chanting and dancing for the pleasure of Kishore Kisori. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, he told me. He told me.
I want to stay so bad, but I don't have a car. I have to get a ride. What? The drop? $60.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,